our brains are actually plastic. And so that learned behavior pattern that you have has formed a neural circuit. So you may have heard the term, neurons that fire together wire together. And so that has become basically a learned pattern.
Okay.
But you have trillions of connections that are possible. And so because your brain has this neuroplasticity, it means that you can actually form new neural pathways and develop good habits
over
instead.
time.
Yes.
Okay. And then how do societal norms and cultural influences impact our perception of habits as positive or negative?
Well, it's really about expectations. What people feel is the right thing, the norms, as you mentioned, how we are socialized. But I like to, when I'm dealing with my clients, it's more about what that individual truly wants.
Okay.
What is it that they are trying to achieve? So, for example, if someone wants to change a habit and it's not happening, one of the things that I would ask them is, what's the intention behind the habit?
Okay.
Yeah? So what's the intention? Meaning, what's the reason that you're actually doing it? Because sometimes if you really don't know, it's so automatic that you just do it. But there is something that it's filling. There's a void. There is something. And in the case of comfort eating, it could be that you have anxiety, or maybe you have a disappointment. There's something that triggers it.
I was actually going to touch on that trigger factor.
Yeah.
Something would have to happen that would cause you to then do something.
Exactly.
But what about those habits that you don't even think about it? You just you just get up and it just happens.
You just do it.
Yes.
Like driving your car.
Just like driving your car. It's almost like you're on autopilot now.
Yeah, exactly. And so the first thing you have to do is to actually identify the habit.
Okay.
You can't change what you don't know.
Okay.
So you have to be able to identify it. And I would say the next thing you have to do is, assess your readiness to change. Because I've seen people who are, getting ready to change. They're not really ready. So you have to figure out, am I willing to stop this behavior?
Okay.
And what am I going to replace it with?
Yeah.
Because that's important.
As well.